I remember I was a little girl. If I close my eyes, I can almost see it now. I thought it was part of the environment. I would hear a sound and a flash of light would go by, or these beautiful shapes would drift in my field of vision. I would want them. They were beautiful. I wanted to hold them and examine them more closely, and I would reach for them, and my hands would be empty. And so I quickly discovered as a child that what I was experiencing was here, but not quite here. So it was this nether world where you know something is there, but it's not really there at all. I'm Maureen Seaberg. I'm a New York City-based author, and I'm a synesthete. A synesthete is a person who experiences a blending of the senses. It's clearly real, and I'm very grateful for modern neuroscientists who have proven this using brain imaging machines. When they stimulate one sense of a synesthete and look into their brain, they're clearly seeing two responses in two different areas of the brain. So for example, if you were to flash me the number 6 on a flashcard while I was in such a machine, I would see the color green. A more technical way to put it is that one sensory input yields a second sensory response. So for example, if I'm listening to Yo-Yo Ma playing a Bach's Prelude in G, I will hear the music. Synesthesia does not replace the primary sense. I'm hearing it just as you would. But I'm also seeing these beautiful molten glass-like shapes in a coffee color that fold over each other like waves. I'm surrounded by it at all times, but unlike someone experiencing this through hallucinogens, I'm still grounded in reality and realizing that this is some sort of overlay to my experience. I am a child of the 60s too, so imagine all this chemically induced synesthesia going on all around me and everyone fascinated with it. And I'm naturally trippy and no one knows what's going on with me. I am proud to tell you this is the same zip code as the Wu-Tang Clan. 10304, SINY, Shaolin. I came from very straight parents who were far from being hippies. My father is a hero New York City police officer. And things were very authoritarian in my household and not part of the counterculture whatsoever. And yet here I am, this little girl, tripping through these experiences quite naturally and having nowhere to turn to talk about it. I think some of the fears about speaking of the unusual experiences that synesthetes have are well grounded. There are reports from synesthesia advocacy organizations of young children who are being medicated in the wrong way, who are perceived to be hallucinating. And the important thing for people to know about synesthesia, even though I'm describing things that sound so unreal in many regards, and I'm aware of that, we are very much grounded in reality. We're highly functioning people. In fact, synesthesia is on the autism spectrum, so it's as though we're highly functional autistic people in some regard. As if synesthesia weren't esoteric enough and metaphysical in nature, there seems to be a connection between synesthesia and both the near-death experience and the out-of-body experience. And the truth of the matter is, I've had them since I was a small child. If I close my eyes now, I can still see one of the earliest out-of-body experiences I had. I gently lifted out of my body and up into the air of my bedroom. I went out the window and over my backyard. And I looked around and I saw the glow of Manhattan north of me, and I just headed there. And I loved to play there like a Wendy in a Metropolitan Peter Pan. And even today, I come up out of the subway in Times Square, and I'm reminded of those experiences. Synesthetes are coming out of the closet more and more, and some of the famous synesthetes who've been talking about their impressions include Kanye West, Lady Gaga, the designer Iris Van Herpen, the actress Tilda Swinton, Itzhak Perlman, the great violinist. Many other people are experiencing it and talking about it. Even though the stigma is being lessened, it's still difficult to talk about synesthesia with people who don't experience it. I remember interviewing Billy Joel for my first book. He is a synesthete, and I thought it was very brave of him to talk with me because he said, "I don't want to get too clinical about it, lest the sorcery disappear." So it's like any sort of unusual experience that you have alone. Somehow speaking of it doesn't quite capture it. You can only try to form the words that will best describe it.